What's up, guys? I'm DK Wrestler, and in today's video, I'm going to be making my top 10 list of my favorite Funko Pops announced in July of 2024. And let me tell you, this month was a very difficult list, including the fact that there was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives that I released, but there was also some non-Comic-Con exclusive releases that were also straight fire, so let's kick off this list. So coming in at number 10 on my list is the San Diego Comic-Con shared with Funko Shop exclusive Elmo with Rocco from Sesame Street. This pop looks pretty cool. I do like this a little bit more than the Elmo on Trike we had gotten earlier in the year from Target Con. And especially the detail with the way that the eyes are as terms to the pop and then him holding Rocco, of course, it makes it a very unique and funny pop in my opinion. Coming in at number 9 on my list is the San Diego Comic-Con also shared with the Funko Shop exclusive Kermit with Cup from the Muppets. Now, it actually was difficult for me to decide whether I wanted Kermit or Elmo head because I kind of find both of these the same in my opinion as terms to the equality of likeness. But I think the fact that I've been a huge Kermit the Frog fan pretty much my entire life, and the fact that I like Muppets more than Sesame Street is what gives this pop more of the edge. And I think a big for sure of how Elmo could surpass Kermit on this list is that if they decided to have made that pop flocked, but I understand because that Elmo and Truck I mentioned earlier is a flocked pop, so they wouldn't have done it twice realistically. But I do like Funko's attempt on making Kermit with that scrunched up face, plus the detail of him holding the cup with only 2 fingers instead of his full fist. Coming in at number 8 on my list is the San Diego Comic-Con limited to 1,500 piece drive-in Franny Funko. Now this pop has quite a bit of detail on it, especially with the whole drive-in attire. You got the strawberry shake, it looks like, with the burger and fries on the side. I do think that this is a much better pop of Franny than what we had gotten with basically the stewardess Franny from C2E2 a few months back. And in my opinion, it definitely was one of the bigger highlights as terms to this convention of San Diego Comic-Con. Coming in at number 7 on my list is the San Diego Comic-Con also limited to 1,500 piece exclusive Pizzeria Proto. I was really excited about this pop, and it made me actually a little bit disappointed for the fact that this is 1,500 pieces, since most likely I'm never having this Funko Pop into my collection. I love the detail with obviously the red hat, of course the typical Proto look with the blue circle around the eye, but the addition of the mustache with the chef's coat and him holding a pizza is absolutely hilarious. In my opinion, this may be one of, if not the best Proto Pops that Funko have ever done. I mean, there is of course that NFT Proto from the Funkoween set that they released last year that's absolute fire, but this is definitely up there in my opinion with that. And I feel like maybe once again this could have been a situation where it could have been Franny or Proto in this spot and they could have switched, but I really like the Proto just a little bit more than I like the Franny in this case. Coming in at number 6 on my list is the Fanatics exclusive Umaga for the WWE lineup. Now, of course, me being DK Wrestler and being a professional wrestler outside of making these YouTube videos, you know that I had to put a wrestling pop on this list. And especially with a wrestler that has never been made into a Funko Pop yet, like the Samoan bulldozer Umaga, which is someone that I had watched growing up during the Ruthless Aggression era. I love obviously the detail of the different tattoos, especially the one across his stomach saying Samoa, but unfortunately I don't think I'm going to be getting this pop into my collection because I'm very selective of what WWE pops I put in my collection, so that's why it's basically at the bottom half of the list, but more in the middle because it is a brand new WWE pop. Coming in at number 5 on my list is the new Emperor Palpatine for the Star Wars Dark Side lineup. Now, although we have seen quite a bit of Emperor Palpatine pops, this is finally the first standalone pop for the Revenge of the Sith movie. The only way you can get a Revenge of the Sith Palpatine previously was in a 3-pack that was exclusive to Walmart. And it always disappointed me that that was the only way you can get it because I like that pop, but not so much the other pops, since I do collect a lot of the Dark Side Funko Pops. And so finally, you do have a singular version involved with this new Dark Side lineup, and I do love the detail with obviously the more wrinkly face, those yellow eyes with the red shadow around it, and of course the Force lightning coming out of his hands. So I think they did a great job with this, and maybe one of the better pops as terms to this set, unlike, let's say, the 10-inch Palpatine that's in the set, that one Darth Maul that's a common, and then maybe even the Darth Vader on the TIE Fighter, since all they did with this one compared to the original one is just tilted more to the side. Coming in at number 4 on my list is the Funko Shop exclusive Chase variant of Art the Clown with glasses. Now, it was very difficult to choose a Terrifier pop because all of them look absolutely amazing, but of course I had to choose one for this set, and it's going to be the Chase version of the Funko Shop exclusive. The detail of this pop is awesome, with obviously the amount of blood that's on it, the glasses he's wearing, and especially the mouth open to make it very creepy. Now, I can only assume when this releases, whether that's very soon or maybe close to October when it's close to Halloween, that this pop will most likely sell out because of the fact that people really want this Chase variant. Coming in at number 3 on my list is the red-faced demon from Insidious. Now, last year at New York Comic Con, they had released the key demon for Insidious being the first pop of the Insidious lineup. And though I was really excited to see Insidious pops because it's one of my favorite horror movies of all time, it wasn't exactly the demon that I actually wanted. The pop that I wanted was, of course, the red-faced demon. Although I do love the look of the wheezing demon, it is the red-faced demon that I always think of when talking about Insidious, and they finally did it in pop form here, and it looks awesome. And I do love the comments on social media that I've noticed where people are jokingly saying, oh, another Darth Maul pop, because yeah, this character does kind of look like Darth Maul with the colors, but the fact that this pop is something I've been waiting for a long time is why it has cracked the top 3 portion of this list. Coming in at number 2 on my list is the San Diego Comic-Con shared with Hot Topic exclusive Elemental Hero Flame Wingman from Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, this pop was my number 1 need as terms to San Diego Comic-Con, and it was a pop that I did end up obtaining. And the detail involved with this pop is amazing with the multiple different colors, and especially with the one side with the wing and the other one where the arm is basically a dragon. They did an excellent job and definitely is one of the better Comic-Con exclusive Yu-Gi-Oh! Pops we've gotten in the last couple of years. Definitely better than the remake of Dark Magician Girl we got from last year's New York Comic-Con. And of course, like usual, I gotta mention 3 honorable mentions for this top 10 list before I reveal what my number 1 pick is. So the first honorable mention I have on my list is basically all of the pops for this year's San Diego Comic-Con box of fun. Whether it is the different versions of the mascots or the Freddy Funkos as certain characters, whether it was Freddy Funko as Batman Beyond, Freddy Funko as Marty McFly, there was even the blacklight pops of like Marvin the Martian that was only 50 pieces, believe it or not. There was a lot of really awesome pops for this year's box of fun during the Freddy's Fantastic Voyage during San Diego Comic-Con weekend that it was really hard to choose like one specific one to add to the list. So I thought, especially because I don't know all the pops that were featured in the box, that I would just put it in the honorable mentions category because it was a very high consideration of putting 1, maybe 2 of these pops onto my top 10 list this month. The second honorable mention on my list is, of course, the Terrifier set. And kind of like what I was alluding to earlier, it was very difficult to choose one Terrifier pop because I feel like I could have put like all of the Terrifier pops on this list, but of course I didn't want Terrifier, especially like I mentioned, a movie I haven't seen before, basically be half of the list. So at least I chose one and then do honorable mentions for the rest. And the last honorable mention on my list is the Funko Fusion set. Now, last month we had the first wave of Funko Fusion pops with pops like Megan, and then you had the Masters of the Universe pops with their chases, and it was this close of even cracking the honorable mentions list, but just made it off the list by a little bit. But now this month with the new wave of Funko Fusion pops, I knew that I had to at least mention it on the honorable mentions list. With pops such as the new Shaun of the Dead, we got some of the Thing pops, including the Spiderhead and the Blair Monster with its chase, and then even the Freddy Funkos involved are absolutely amazing. Also, amazing to the point where, coming in at number 1 on my list is the Funko Shop exclusive Eddie Funko from Funko Fusion. Now, if I can be completely honest, I was not expecting any pop to surpass the Flame Wingman from Yu-Gi-Oh! To be my #1 pop. But the thing about this Eddie Funko is that there's so much detail going on with it, with the purple crown, that like light purple ooze. The way they pulled off the eyes is something I've never seen before in Funko Pop form. You got that jacket, and then you have like the hand melting where you can see the bone. There is so much detail going with this pop that it just generally impressed me, and I've never seen a pop pulled off the way that this Eddie Funko Pop is. Anyways, guys, that is gonna be the end of today's video, and if you enjoyed today's video of my top 10 Funko Pops for July 2024, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your favorites down below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video on the channel. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.